Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this 99th annual general meeting of your company. The director's report and the audited accounts of the company have been with you for some time, and with your permission, I will take them as read. The year under review has been a difficult one. It was expected that the economic, fiscal and industrial policies of the government implemented in the last 2 years would accelerate the growth of the Indian economy. However, the drought, the like of which has not been seen in the last 100 years, has seriously affected every facet of the country's economy. It is fortunate that the foresight shown by the government in carrying substantial stocks of food grains as buffer prevented large-scale starvation. Normally, in a diversified company like yours, the multi-product portfolio impart a stability in the working results as ups and downs of different operations are balanced out. As a number of your company's operations are related to agriculture, the overall results have been poor this year because of the drought. The worst affected was the fertilizer division. As a consequence of 3 successive weak monsoons, fertilizer consumption was below the expected level. Simultaneously, the government gave up the earlier practice of distributing imported fertilizers as a residual supply to balance the shortfall from domestic production. It continued imports during the previous 2 years without taking into account the shortfall in consumption. This resulted in a huge buildup of inventories in the fertilizer industry. Manufacturers were therefore forced to give substantial discounts to overcome their problems of liquidity, thus adversely affecting their profitability. Introduction of price discipline at the intervention of the government and curtailing of imports have improved the situation, and a fair amount of stability has been restored. It was hoped that the new textile policy of the government would provide some relief and facilitate the growth of the textile industry, but this expectation has been belied. The economic viability of the textile industry in the country, particularly the composite mills, continues to be poor. In the current year, there is a sharp upsurge in cotton prices, which is adding to the problem. The government continues to adopt policies that favor the synthetic fiber industry, which has further affected cotton textiles. Unless the government rectifies this situation in a more meaningful manner and provides encouragement and support to the cotton textile industry, the future of this industry will remain bleak. The electronics division has also suffered a setback due to shift in consumer preference away from the products that were manufactured by the division. In addition, there was a delay in identifying more economic source of supply for major inputs. The management has undertaken steps to attend to these shortcomings to regain our market leadership. The matter of closure of Delhi Cloth Mills unit is still pending in the court. Since it is sub judice, I would not like to comment on it. However, I hope that the issue will be resolved soon in a manner that the interest of the workers and the company are safeguarded while conforming to the government's regulations. This would in the long run provide your company maneuverability to rehabilitate its textile operations. I would like at this stage to mention some other measures that have been initiated to ensure the company's future growth and profitability. A great deal of emphasis is being laid to strengthen financial management, human resources development, and corporate planning and development. The company has undertaken an exercise for identifying areas of corporate growth and resource optimization in its existing operations. This perspective planning will enable the company to earmark financial and human resources to generate growth in a desired direction. An area already identified to generate additional resources is disposal of non-productive assets. Simultaneously, budgetary controls and monitoring systems have also been strengthened to ensure a greater degree of accountability and awareness. For some time now, the company has been facing the problem of increasing costs under inflationary pressure and stagnant realizations. Various steps have been taken to control costs. We have undertaken diversification to broaden the customer's base. As a result of this, it is expected that the performance will improve further. The working results not being satisfactory, the directors have recommended skipping of dividend on equity shares this year in order to conserve funds. I am conscious of the hardship this is going to cause to our valued shareholders and would request them to cooperate. I am hopeful that the measures already initiated along with an upsurge in the national economy will help us in taking the company towards better financial health and prosperity. Before I end, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to all our employees for the devoted manner in which they have worked throughout the year, the financial institutions and our bankers for their cooperation, the Government of India and the various state governments for their guidance, support and encouragement, and most of all the unstinting support of our esteemed shareholders. Thank you. Dear sir, we are glad to inform you that your work having been found satisfactory, your appointment is being confirmed on the following terms and conditions. You will be in charge of Hassan district whose boundaries are indicated on the chart enclosed here. A list of agencies and markets in your district is also enclosed for your guidance. You are advised to maintain separate cards for each market and customer to enable you to group them properly. The head office will regularly supply you statements of orders received by it from your district director to enable you to keep an up-to-date idea of the demands from your area. You are entitled to 6 days rest in a month. During this rest, you have to prepare fortnightly reports on your accounts and work. We are attaching a schedule of rebates and allowances which you will allow your customers on the basis of sales targets. Your bonus, extra allowances and your promotion will depend on achieving the target of sales in a given period. When on tour, you will send a daily report of your market work to us. You will inform us about the next itinerary of your visit. You will indicate therein the name of the station, the name of the market or the customers you intend to visit next. You will be supplied with tour programs on a 3-month basis and no departure from this schedule will in the ordinary course be allowed. Changes if necessary in the tour program will have to be made with the prior approval of the head office. In case of emergencies, you make a trunk call to the head office for instructions for which you will be reimbursed. You will be allowed an impressed cash of rupees 300 towards meeting your traveling, lodging and boarding expenses. You have to submit every week a statement of accounts to us. Your appointment will be governed by the general rules and regulations of the company and will be subject to termination on a 6 months notice on either side. Please sign and return to us one copy of this letter. Yours faithfully.